Hello, and welcome to Small Biz Catalyst. I am your host, Ayisat Abilogun. Join me as we explore ways that we as small business owners can pay ourselves a growing six-figure salary without pulling out our hair. Whether you're a small business owner or an economic development professional, this show is for you. Let's explore together. And if you listen to the end, I will share some grants that might be beneficial to your business. Hi everyone, welcome to Small Biz Catalyst. And today we have 5 great individuals from the city of Irving. We are spotlighting the city of Irving, Texas. At the end of today's episode, you are going to learn what the city of entrepreneurs has in store for you as an entrepreneur. You're going to learn a little bit about what's going on and how you can connect. And of course, there's going to be new things for you to learn and maybe a few things that you've probably never heard before. So before we start, I want to introduce our guest. We have our mayor, Rick Stoffer, our city manager, Chris Hillman, the president of Irving Las Colinas Chamber, Beth Bowman, Phil Sanders, assistant city manager, and Brian Awood. I am so sorry, I forgot your title.
Oh, no problem. Economic Development Manager.
Oh, Brian, I met you. Yes, I met you a while before. Great. Well, thank you all for being here today. And today's first question, because we're highlighting the city of Irving, and anyone can jump in. Will you tell us about the city's small business and entrepreneurship program? What should a small business owner know before starting in Irving? Or if they're interested in Irving, what are some things that you think it's important for them to know?
Brian, you want to talk to us about the program?
Yeah, so what I would say, first of all, is the city of Irving has been very good at attracting large corporations. And so there's been a move based on mayor, city management, and council's directive to kind of get that same reputation among the small business community. So there's been a real big push led by our chamber partners in particular, who hold small business blitz every year. They've gone out in 1,000 businesses just saying hello, thank you to Irving. And so if you're looking to start a business in Irving, the first thing I would do is invite you to talk with one of our chambers, particularly Irving Las Colinas Chamber. We also are served by the Irving Hispanic Chamber when it comes to small business. But then also my office, Amanda Carey, who is a small business coordinator, touching base with us. And then we'll try to direct you to resources based on what your needs are. The city of Irving has had a number of programs over the years. Matter of fact, we just wrapped up one, which was a small business recovery and resiliency program. We used federal funds for that. And that was kind of a two-parter. We provided direct grant to businesses in order to help them sustain losses they've got over COVID. But more importantly, the second part of the program was focused on providing them with TA services. So how to market your business better, how to create better websites, getting your financial house in order so that you can withstand, God forbid we ever have another COVID situation. We wanted to make sure that you have these tools available. And so the city of Irving, we're in a unique place. We're also trying to figure out where our part is in this ecosystem of small businesses. As you may know, some businesses need a lot of help. Some businesses want the city to leave them alone and let them operate. So we want to kind of meet both challenges on that side. So we're continuing to monitor, talk to small business. What do you need? What do you don't need? Where can we help you at? Where can we leave you alone at? And so until you need us, then we're there. So I would start with one of our chambers, start with our office, Amanda Carey, here at the city of Irving. We'll be more to help you, happy to direct you.
I'll just compliment Brian, kind of setting the table for opportunities for entrepreneurs, small businesses in Irving. Irving, Texas is home to over 10,000 businesses. 8,500 of them are small businesses, right? So they're really the heartbeat of our community. And you see as a collaborative approach from our local government to those of us that are the voice of business in the chamber space, we're daily rolling up that red tape to roll out the red carpet to serve our businesses. Brian talked about our Small Biz Blitz. So that is truly an organic community-based program where from our mayor, city council to our city manager and directors throughout the city, our board of directors at the chamber and other partners are for the past 7 years have gone out to visit 1,000 small businesses per year to say thank you for having their business at home in Irving, provide them with a leave behind resource bag or box pending the year, and then also resources should they need any services from the city or resource partners through chambers and other outlets, all to aid in growing their business right here at home in Irving, Texas.
Could I just say woohoo to visiting 1,000 businesses in Irving? I mean, that's real boots on the ground. And you slide it in, but it is a big accomplishment.
It's truly, it's meeting entrepreneurs and small businesses where they operate, right within the walls of their business. Not an ask, but a thank you. And to my knowledge, I think we're the only community that has done that. And we've had the pleasure to deliver that program for the past 7 years. And it's really an exciting time to collaborate and come together and to get to know our small business community and ultimately serve them in their success.
That's awesome. So in light of that, just, thanking your businesses and also just, bringing them into that ecosystem and keeping them aware of what you're doing, what's the vision for the entrepreneurial landscape in Irving over the next 5 or 10 years? How can small business owners stay ahead of changes? But I feel like those are 2 questions, but let's go for one. What's your vision as a city for small businesses? And I think you've touched a little bit on that.
So I think one of the real keys that we have is the diversity within the city of Irving. We have over 90 languages that are spoken in our school district. And so we have so many different organizations that and groups of individuals that have called Irving home. We have over 200 houses of worship. And so of the 260,000 people here, we are one of the top 5 diverse cities in the United States. So with that diversity comes things that are important to those individuals. For example, food. We have a food mile here in the city of Irving where you can get food from almost any country. If it's Nigeria, whether it's Pakistan, wherever you're at, there is food that it's available. So the opportunity for new Americans to come to our city, and in a lot of cases, one of the spouses is here because of a job that they have, but then that gives the other the opportunity to start a small business. And a lot of the times, the restaurants are one of the areas, bakeries, those type of things, because they want to bring the foods and the traditions of where they came from and make their the people that live here feel more like this is part of their home. And so we encourage them to spread their wings and get out and try new things. We also see that with the amount of businesses that we have here, our goal is to provide jobs. With over 250,000 jobs within our community, we want to continue to grow that. And so that gives a person an opportunity when they see a business that's working out there. How do they complement that business? What can they do that will make things different? For example, we have a company here that makes the baskets for Starbucks coffee pots. That's all they do is make the baskets that go in every Starbucks coffee pot in the United States. So there's different things that they're able to do, regardless of whether it's something to do with manufacturing, whether it's something to do with food, if it's something to do with education. They have the opportunity to build on what we already have here and complement that. So it gives them the opportunity to say, I think this would work and this would really help this business. And then from there they grow. And a lot of times we have businesses that start out small here and then they expand. Pretty soon they're in another city and they give the opportunity to grow. So as we continue to grow, business is something that's done in our city every day. There's the economic development team is working with 50 to 100 businesses every day that are looking to do or expand in our community. So this gives that opportunity for the small businesses to work with those other businesses and complement them. And having that entrepreneurial spirit that so many people do, this is the place they can enjoy that.
To echo the mayor's point about just trying to make sure that we're providing opportunities for small businesses to succeed, for people to create jobs, for people to have jobs. That's one of the most important things that we can provide when we're supporting small business. In working with small businesses, one of the things we hear from time to time is difficulty in accessing capital. And so we are partnering with the Lift Fund this coming year to create a program where individuals can qualify for capital for kind of a low interest or interest buy down program where we're helping subsidize the interest on capital that they could borrow from the Lift Fund, capital that might not be available to them if it weren't for the city stepping in and kind of creating a creative financing mechanism. So that's one of the things we're doing. Other things we do is just in the way that we operate, not only in the economic development space, but just in how we approach development generally. We're a very business-friendly city, large businesses and small businesses alike. We have a process in our permitting world where we really try to get the regulatory process very streamlined so that people can come in, apply for their permits, get an answer. They're not stuck in the bureaucracy for a long period of time. We're very efficient with how we're dealing and helping small businesses achieve what they want to do within the framework of the rules that we have here in Irving. So that's just a couple of areas where we really try to support small business.
And Brian, we have a couple of additional grants that we provide that help small businesses from not only facade enhancements, but sign enhancements or sign improvements as well.
Yeah, so again, the city of Irving tries to find different ways to help out. And again, a lot of things we find out is simple facade improvements. So we have programs that, particularly in our heritage district, we have both corridor grant programs. And again, these are grants to help them rebate money that they put in improvements on the building to attract customers. One other thing I would say is that our chambers and our own communication department does a real excellent job at promoting and putting out. The chamber hold grand openings, our communication department through our social media channels, the amount of people that, for Irving residents that pay attention to our digital platforms is amazing. And so that gives us a lot of outreach through those type of programs. But again, facade, corridor programs.
One of the things that is common in Irving is when a small business has a grand opening and they're partnering with the chamber and introducing their business to the community, it's common that the mayor or city council members or myself will be at those grand openings to welcome them. This is not just large businesses with hundreds of employees. This is a small business with just a couple family members and they're just starting out brand new. We want to make sure that they understand that they're welcome in the city and they get that from the highest level here in Irving.
And I'll just share what is unique about Irving, right? When you think about entrepreneurs and small business owners, what do they need? Capital, customers, and access. And in Irving, collectively, you have your stakeholders from your local municipal government, the city of Irving. Brian talked about the chambers, right? So we have the pleasure to serve all of the Irving, Las Colinas area, but we also have some very targeted chambers in their outreach, from the Hispanic Chamber to the Nepalese Chamber. We have chambers at the federal level with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and at the state level through Texas Chamber of Commerce executives. All these entities are working together to pull resources in an effort to help entrepreneurs and ultimately small business owners be successful. I just want to underscore, to be able to work with the mayor and city council and city manager that are excited about jobs and capital investment is truly a blank canvas to success. So for your listeners that are thinking about starting a small business or currently operating a small business and looking at other communities in which they might want to expand their concept, we would welcome the opportunity to work with them and bring them home to Irving, Texas.
Listeners, I'm just going to share this. Oh, go ahead. Please go ahead. Is that
I think a lot. Yeah, I think a lot of the things, Mayor. I think a lot of things will make a difference is the fact that we work very closely with our chamber to make sure that there's ambassadors that go out into the community as well. So it's twofold. There's those individuals that are members of the chamber that we have regular events with and they participate in, but through the small business blitz, it's everybody, whether you're a chamber member or not. We want to make sure that you're included in the process, that you know what's available for us. And so we've designated other areas. Brian mentioned the historic downtown area, but we have TIF zones and others that are set up within the community where we have dollars that we can utilize for making things happen in those areas. For example, we talk about facade improvements and signage, but we have complete new buildings that are being built that we're helping with as well. So it's a real opportunity for an individual to invest their dollars, knowing that there's other dollars available for them to get them up and going and open, and then to know that there's a program. As we have a ribbon cutting today. We had one last week. A week or so ago, we had a group that's a family business started that they do pet funerals and work with pets and cemeteries and things of that nature. And so it's a new opportunity for our community to have something like that. But you had myself, you had business people, you have 10 people who own major businesses here. Some of them work for Fortune 500 company. Some of them are small as well. Meet with them as the ribbon cutting and explain how they can better do business. And the other thing that we do as a city is we have quarterly meetings with our purchasing department where we allow small businesses, all businesses, to understand how they can be put on the vendor list. So as we need things in the city, maybe we're doing an event where we need balloons, or we're doing an event where we need vehicles or something of that nature. So it's for big and small businesses as well. Then they get a notice from our purchasing department that, hey, this is going on. Would you like to bid on it? Would you like to be aware of it? So there's a lot of things we do as a city to also incorporate them into the business that we do as a city so that they're aware of how they can be involved with that. So let's say you have somebody that has a small printing company with 4 or 5 employees. We may utilize them when we have a state of the city, or when we have something that's going on where we're honoring past employees that have done things, or we're highlighting citizens in the community that have done outstanding work. So in addition to working with them to have the finances and working with them to have the partnership through our ambassadors to lean on if they have questions, we also want them to get involved. And if there's an opportunity for them to do business with the city, we want them to be able to do business as well. So we're trying to complete the whole package so that they can see the end game and what it can accomplish. Beth mentioned the Nepalese community. When I started in office about 8 years ago, they just had started to grow in our community. Today, between our community and one other, they have 50,000 people. And so we've had opportunities for Chris and myself and the police chief and the fire chief and the inspection team to go out, and the permitting team, and meet with them in their house of worship and explain, if you want to do business in the city of Irving, you've got to get permits, you've got to have fire inspection, you've got processes you have to go through so that they don't head down a business trail and they've spent a bunch of money and they really haven't addressed the real issues they need to address, whether that's $50,000-$60,000 for a grease trap if they're going to do a restaurant. Those type of things that we make sure that they know about what they're doing and who to talk to at the city to make that happen. So on lots of occasions, we'll bring together 5 or 6 of our department heads and team managers to meet with individual groups.
In the heart of North Texas, there's a city built for visionaries, a place where ideas move faster, connections run deeper, and opportunity is always within reach. Welcome to Irving, Texas, strategically positioned between Dallas and Fort Worth with global access, a skilled workforce, and a business-first mindset. Here, startups scale, small businesses grow, and if you have an idea, Irving is ready to help it grow. Irving isn't just where business happens, it's where business takes off.
I think you guys have mentioned a lot of things that I don't want to slide through. And I want our audience to just be really aware of this. The fact that there's 5 of you, I know we can't see one, there's 5 of you here is a testament to the collaboration. Thank you, Phil. That is so cool. It's a testament to the collaboration that goes on in the city of Irving. I just want to just recap a few things. So whether you're an existing or just interested in starting your business in Irving, you've got a team all the way from the mayor to the city manager to the EDCs to the chamber and also the communities around you. You've got a team. Oh, and by the way, I don't want to miss things like the access to capital program that's coming up. So you guys be on the lookout. And if I learn about it, I'm going to share it with you all in our newsletter. And also just the fact that I love what you said, Beth, about, small businesses need customers, access to capital, and just access to resources. I love that your city is intentional about having small businesses be aware of opportunities of, be connected to your purchasing department, because I know that's a big deal and an area that a lot of business don't even tap into. So if you've been curious about how to do business with the city of Irving and you're a small business owner, you are not out of the loop. You can get connected. I just wanted to touch on that before we move forward. So I'm going to kind of fuse 2 questions together. How can small business owners stay ahead of changes? And I know this is like a loaded question. So if it feels very loaded, you can just share what the biggest risks are for small businesses and is there something that the city can do to mitigate them? Because again, as small business owners, honestly, we own our businesses. So we're responsible for its growth, but we at the same time know that, growth does not happen in a vacuum. It happens in the community. So go for it. I'll repeat the questions just so you're aware. How can small business owners stay ahead of changes? Or what do you see as the biggest risk for small businesses and how is the city planning to mitigate that?
So I can just start, right? Change is inevitable. It's going to occur. So to the entrepreneurs and small business audience that you have within this podcast, I'll just underscore your local chamber is probably the first stop that you should explore. You've seen one chamber. We're all different. We have strengths and opportunities to support our entrepreneurs and small businesses. But then I will also share, you can reach out to, your township or your city or your county or your state. There are many governmental entities that are really wanting to champion and support small businesses and have them, be homegrown and ultimately transition into middle market and enterprise companies, right? That's a success story. I think that all entrepreneurs are aspiring for. But I will just share, you gave a nod to the collaboration around this table. This is unique. This just does not happen. Governmental entities have a lot of responsibility to not just serve business industry, but to take care of their residents. And as we at the Chamber have the pleasure to work with our member investors or businesses that reside within Irving, Texas, we always just share for them, it's not the city's job to drive customers to your place of business. Mm-hmm. But the city can be a partner. And we're very thankful in Irving that we have a mayor and council, city manager that really share, like, Irving is open for business and they want to do everything they can to shop local and shop often. But as entrepreneurs and businesses, you have to be proactive and take advantage of multiple tools that can be a part of your toolkit to learn how to access procurement lists, to receive opportunities, but then also to step out of, your bakery or the walls of your operation or outside your home office and take a moment to get engaged in your local community and give back and naturally see your business blossom.
I think that there's twofold to your question. One is, in any business, there's change. And so whether that's through IT, whether that's through insurance, whether that's through taxes, I think that there's an opportunity through all the different organizations and within the chamber to take that, to be involved and have those questions answered, to have, for example, the chamber to have an event where they talk about insurance and how the prices are going up and the premiums and what you should be looking at, or talk about something that's new in IT that may be able to help you in your situation, or how do you partner with somebody who's actually in one of those businesses to make sure that you're getting the best return for your dollar. So I think there's a business component that we deal with every day, whether it's rents, whether it's buying real estate or equipment, insuring that equipment, buying vehicles, just the day accounting, just the day-to-day things that goes in, whether you've got 10,000 employees or whether you've got 1,000 employees or whether you got one, or it's just you and your husband. You've got those things that you have to deal with. And I think the chambers offer the opportunity to come together several times a year and talk about the business part of things and how that works. As far as customers, I believe Beth hit the nail on the head. When you really talk about customers, it's about how do you develop that team, being involved that want to come to your facility. So being involved at the ribbon cuttings, being involved with the chamber. So when they come together to talk about different things that are going on in the community, you develop those relationships with those other business owners who then also have employees who say, hey, I met this person. They're starting this new business. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like it's something we'd like to, or they're going to provide a great product for us. It'll be something that we really want to participate in. Then you'll start to build your customer base. So I think engagement is key to whether you're talking about how to deal with the business component or whether you're talking about how to build your customer base.
Thank you so much for that. And I've loved learning about Irving, even though I've been to the city of Irving and I do know at least one of you. I am so glad that there's so much going on because Irving is a significant part of the DFW Metroplex. But not only the DFW Metroplex, our great state of Texas. So I'm really excited about what Irving is doing to support small business. So I have one question for you. One more question. What advice do you have for today's entrepreneur?
So I'll just share, having the pleasure to work with many of them day in, day out. During the pandemic, I know our team at the chamber really became unlicensed counselors to just listen and help people navigate through uncharted waters. And we did that collaboratively with our partners at the city, the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau, and others that are key stakeholders helping our businesses thrive right here at home in Irving. But just because you hear no, doesn't mean close your books, lock the door, we're shutting down the business. But would just encourage our entrepreneurs or small businesses that hear no to really receive it as maybe no, not now, or that no means they just need to pivot in a different direction. But there's a tremendous volume of customer opportunities within Irving, Texas, within the North Texas region, and ultimately within the state. And what we hear from our enterprise customers who want to do businesses with small businesses, they want small businesses to be a part of their supply chain network. Our financial sector here locally, they want to support and provide resources to our small businesses. So I think at the end of the day, what I would just share to entrepreneurs and small businesses, when you hear no, you're just one step closer to yes. Mayor Brian, anything else to add?
I think, I agree with what Beth said. The one thing I find interesting, and you kind of started off about statistics about small business, how they fail, the number of rate. One thing people don't pay attention to is, even though that particular business may have failed, that business owner probably started another business because they have it in them. So it kind of goes back to what Beth's saying, it's just being aggressive, knowing what you're doing. Don't take no for an answer. So if something didn't work out, there is another opportunity out there. The other piece of advice I would give for small business, and when I've talked to them, is know your business back and forth. So don't tell me who you think your customers are. Know who they are. Know where they are. So again, if they're all coming for a particular zip code, well then why aren't you spending most of your marketing budget trying to get the rest of people in that zip code, because you have people that can speak on your behalf. So know your customers, and again, know your numbers. So again, when you go talk to people, there's nothing worse than going to talk to someone that can ask you a question and you're like, know your I don't have the answer. And again, know or you give me your opinion. So again, when you go business people want to know what are the actual. There's nothing worse than, so know those back and forth.
Well, I think we've given you a lot of information.
Yes, you have. Well, I'm going to summarize your advice to every entrepreneurs. No is not a no. Just no, maybe no is a path to a yes. That's how I'm going to summarize that. And then just know your numbers, know your customers, know where they are, and be aggressive. I just want to say thank you so much, y'all, for being here today. It's been such a pleasure to host you, and I can't wait to share this episode with our audience, not only here in Texas, but I want people to know what's going on in Texas, but what's also going on in the city of Irving. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have 2 grants announcements today. The first grant is the J.N. and Mace Erdens Foundation grant. This grant the application deadline is March 1st, 2026, and the maximum grant amount is not specified. To find out more about this grant, go to bofA.foundationsauce.com/MyFS/givinghub/39012/EDENS/JM Foundation. The second grant is by Henry Foundation. The deadline is March 1st, 2026. The maximum grant amount is not specified, which means, guys, you have the liberty of going as high or as low as you want. For this grant, you need to call 432-522-2285 before applying. You can also go to henrymidland.org to find out more. Or for the application, you can go to henrymidland.org/application-instructions.html. Until next time.